Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Margs and Manuscripts. We are so happy to introduce you to Kat Mackenzie and her latest book, Experiments in Offline Dating, which is out today, August 25th. So Kat writes travel rom-coms, which are like absolutely right up our alley. And she sweeps you off to Ireland in County Clare in her latest release. And we are so happy to have her on the podcast, not only because her book was fabulous, and it had everything we ever hoped and dreamed of, including baby sheep, but also because Kat has a knack for very sharp banter, capturing local dialects, and a perfectly crafted insult. And we are just dying laughing the entire time. So we're so happy that she came on. Before we dive into the episode, couple quick announcements. We have an e-newsletter and we are on Substack, if you did not see that over the last couple weeks. So we'll be posting more there. But in order to get the word out more about Margs and Manuscripts, feel free to follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That's probably the easiest way that you can help support the pod. So thank you to everyone that has done so already. And buckle up, pour yourself a margarita or a Guinness, and enjoy our episode with Kat. We love you. And congratulations on an absolutely incredible book, Kat. We love you so much. Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
We are so excited. Anybody that Avon is like, you would love, like, we've always had the best time with Avon authors. So we're so excited. And we've read your book, and we got beautiful copies of it here.
Mm-hmm. I didn't expect you to read it yet. I thought, so thank you. That's exciting.
Oh my gosh, no, for sure.
And actually, I'm calling from my brother's house because I have 6 dogs and there's also construction going on at the moment. So it's like I just can't do any sort of recording from the home ever.
Tell me about the 6 dogs.
Yes, how did you acquire so many?
I have some problems. One of them being that I want all the dogs. But I live, I'm Cajun. I live in Louisiana and I live out in the middle of nowhere. And unfortunately, in some places in the South, it is common to go dump dogs that you don't want. And I want all the dogs. And so I collect all the dogs. And I do work with some local shelters and stuff when we have dogs and we're like, okay, well, we're definitely at dog capacity, but these 2 dogs turned up on the road. And sometimes I can get help. And then sometimes I foster dogs and then it's been 3 years and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I just fostered them all the way into ownership. I'll take everything. If it's birds, if it's possums, if it's raccoons, bunnies, ducks, you name it. I don't care if it wants to bite me or sting me. I'll take it all and try to rehab it or get it to a wildlife rehabber. I used to do a lot more rehabbing, but anyway.
So you haven't written a romance about a dog rescue
Not yet, but this one, the new one, she had 6 cats because she has clearly a problem with fostering and foster fails. So, there's a little bit of truth in there.
The cats, and there is the baby sheep and the lamb and all the sheep.
Yes, that's true as well. And the baby
sheep detective.
Yeah,
the baby sheep. I could feel them in my arms as I'm reading. I felt like I was holding a baby sheep.
I held that baby sheep that inspired writing the story, and I don't know if you've noticed that the author photo that I most frequently use is me holding a baby sheep in Ireland. And I just used it because there it is. It's this one. And I used it at first because I was like, I don't know. I don't really have an official author photo. And my friends chose that one. I was like, all right, we got it, baby sheep. But then, and I understand I should be saying lamb. I don't know why I'm saying baby sheep, but anyway. And then, now my second book is coming out and we're talking about lambs and there's the scene where she's picking up the lamb. And I was like, I think I'm just going to I had these, gorgeous professional photos taken in Scotland and I haven't used them yet because I was like, well, but this one advertises what it does in the book, So yeah, I've got the baby lamb photo, and I'm sticking with it for right now. But
I love it. It's a full circle, very meta,
full circle.
Completely like entrenched in this story.
I commit.
We're good.
I commit fully to the research.
Yes, and I want to just go back to Ireland with you. I've never been to Ireland, so I need like someone to take me and like hold my hand and introduce me to the baby sheep.
Yeah, I have a go bag, and it's already packed, and I have flyer miles. I could be ready as soon as now. So I don't know how serious you are, but I'm ready to go. I'll wait.
I'll see if the husband's cool with watching the children.
I mean,
go ahead. Or just let us
know. We love a travel romance.
Oh, here. Wonderful. Thank you.
We love a travel romance. I know from experience that you cannot write a travel romance unless you have been deeply, deeply affected and moved by the place that they're traveling to. So, like, what's the story? I want the tea on what happened in Ireland. Something happened.
Something happened. What happened to you? Yeah. So I used to live in the UK for about 10 years. And then I lived in Galway for about 3 months, which was fabulous. And I absolutely love Galway and would happily live there long term. And for some reason, it got kind of shafted in this book. I had always planned to have Galway scenes, and then they never happened. And I was like, why not?
It's a short, quick thing in this one.
So when I got my deal from Avon for my first book, Work in Progress, basically immediately after that, because I had there is, I should say for any listeners that have not yet read the blurb or my book, it's about a matchmaking festival that happens in Ireland every summer in County Clare. And that had been on my radar for a few years. And I had decided that if by chance I sold my first book, the second one was going to have to be about this matchmaking festival. And I am a single divorcee and was like, I can absolutely in situ research this and also maybe get married to a farmer and live in Ireland. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So I got my first book deal, and then I booked a flight to return to Ireland, and I spent about I guess another 2.5 months or so, and I traveled all around because when I lived in Galway, I was kind of watching the pennies. And so I had done some nearby travel, but there was a lot of Ireland that I hadn't seen, and things like Giant's Causeway, which are just, I feel like even though they're huge tourist sites, you really have to go. And so there were places that I hadn't been. So for this trip, I had gone through and, kind of hit all the sites that I'd missed on the first try, and also met up with a lot of friends that I had made living in Galway, but also friends from Britain, or I had a Swedish friend come out to see me. So I had at any given point in these 2 months, people coming to meet me, and then we'd have a little road trip, or we'd go to the matchmaking festival. And I did also meet some friends at the festival that I still talk to years later. So yeah, that's a very long preface to the story. But yeah, I went for 2 months and I traveled around, and I went to the matchmaking festival, and I signed up with the third generation matchmaker. I think he's that's terrible. I should remember. But his name is Willie Daly, and he is a remarkable character. And he's a real life matchmaker that lives in County Clare, close to Lisdoonvarna, where they have this matchmaking festival. And he's somewhat who I based Jackie on. He's world famous. I was on the news with him on some German channel where they interviewed us both for no other reason that I was nearby. But his face, the bit where his face is painted on the side of the pub is a real thing. They've painted Willie's face on the side of the matchmaker pub in Lisdoonvarna. And my matchmaker is different. His personality is quite a bit different from Willie's, but a lot of the same things are true. Like, he's just a lovely man with so many stories. And actually, there a bit that I thought was like, I didn't want to replicate him too much in my book, but one thing that is actually like so much more fantastical than my matchmaker in my book is that Willie has this book, this old leather-bound dating magic book from his grandfather that has been passed down for generations. It's like it's all the binding is coming apart. It's like tied together with like leather straps and stuff. And this thing has been through the wars. And it's like when you fill out the matchmaking form and he like slips it in the book with all the other paperwork, and you're supposed to like put your hands on the book and kind of make a little wish for your own romantic journey. And supposedly within 6 months, you're supposed to find the person that you're supposed to be with, which unfortunately did not work for me yet. But
we need to go do it again.
It's going to be good. So when does it start? It's August. Does it start soon? Is it now?
It's every September, I believe. I should have double checked that. But yeah, I think it's the entire month of September. And basically, it originally started as for like farmers who were coming in off the harvest who wanted a wife. And so people from all over Ireland would come and meet these farmers. And because I guess during work time, you're off on your farm and you're far away from society. So you would come in for the music and the dancing and maybe meet somebody. And it's kind of now a lot of people come mostly from Ireland, but all over Europe and America and stuff to go and meet people. And yeah.
Your book feels so genuine and authentic, and like, I think it's because you had all of these you had so many experiences that you didn't have to like, I wonder what it's like. But no, like you lived it, and it feels like I was just reading someone's journal, and it was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I do try to. So, for both of my travel rom-coms, if I mention a site or a shop or a restaurant or a pub by name, then it's real and I've been there. And usually I'll also talk about the food because that's the point of traveling, isn't it? Drinks and food. So I love it because actually I have a lot of readers get in touch and say like, I was Googling the whole way through and like having a look at the libraries or having a look at the pub or like, adding things to my own bucket list, or I'm going to be going there in 6 months and now I have like a little itinerary, and I just love that so much. So yeah, when I talk about the fish and chips, I have eaten those fish and chips and they were memorable.
Kate, I'm getting this like wild hair where I know we need to go to Europe at some point. I've never been. And I want, like, Cody really wants to go to like where your book was set specifically, Kate, because he loves Normandy and all of that. So I really think we need to do like a tour de Europe with hitting all of these spots from all of these books and authors that we've interviewed, and just have a riot of a time. And
I'm so ready. I'm ready to go now.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're going to call you up. We're going to book it. We're going to do the thing.
Let's do it.
No, it's so true. And in yours, you like go, like you hit the entire country. It is so, I don't know how you crammed that all into one trip, but it was really impressive. And it just, it made me miss everything. Well, I'm fascinated because I was like reading the dialect. How you write dialect was incredible. Like I was like, her husband has to be Irish, or she has to be hearing this every single day of her to be able to like nail it so hard. But how do you write dialogue like that that's in accents and like how you do it?
It's very kind and generous, and I don't think I've received that compliment before, so I thank you and I will take that.
Really? Yeah, it was very real. I felt like when Jackie Kelly was like, oh, you're grand, I was like, I felt like I was listening to the little old man from oh my god, what's that Disney Channel movie, The Luck of the Irish? Like the little guy, like it was so real. It was just It was
You.
very like warm. Anyway, but yeah, like, did you get feedback on it, or did it just kind of come
Not.
from memory?
I guess I did not get any feedback on it, and I guess I kind of heard it in my head and typed it out. And I would like to hope that the Irish people of the world that read it will agree with you. I am not sure. So we will see. But I have one of my best friends beta read Work in Progress, and I had another short that was in an Irish accent and with an Irish MMC that was a fantasy, was a totally different thing. And I was like, Jackie, will you please read this and just make sure, like, how does the Irish accent sound and how can I make it more realistic? And she was like, I don't know, Kat, I can't answer that. So, so I was like, well, I'm just going to sling it out there and we'll see what we get. So hopefully, but I did consult two good Irish friends about curse words, and they are in my acknowledgements, and they insisted that I use the term wank stain, which is a little gross. And I was like, is this the one? Are we using this? But then I did it, and I was like, yes, I am. I'm leaning in to wank. I'm leaning in to wank stain, and there it is in my book now. So yeah, those were my Irish consultants.
That is a choice.
It's a choice I made. I might regret.
Well, you have a lot of, I wish I highlighted them or picked them out. Like, the internalizations that she has are so fucking hilarious. And there is a lot of, I feel like you come up with your own versions of that so many times.
I do like a carefully crafted insult. I feel like that's really what my writing is about. So that's when people are like, what are your take-home messages of this beautiful novel that you wrote for years? They don't ask me that, but they might ask, say, a litfic author, what is the take-home message? If they were to ask me that, I would say, it's the art of the insult. That's what I'm supplying to the world. This is my, this is my legacy, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes. You are gifting, this is a gift that you're bestowing upon the world. And people better be fucking grateful. So
all those wank stains out there better be grateful. That's all I'm saying. Please don't quote me.
That is the soundbite for the whole episode. That is going on socials. That's it. That's all we need with our little logo right on top.
Gonna get canceled. Kat Mackenzie canceled. Margs and Manuscripts.
I just put out a reel this week where I was at the core of it. And I know I'm going to be hearing from my mother. It's okay. She's getting used to the idea.
My poor mom is always like, where did we go wrong? What happened? What can I say?
You know that part of the show where other podcasts try to convince you that your mattress is out to get you? Well, this is that part, except we skipped the mattress and brought you a book. So, welcome to the book break. And since it's our very first one, we picked a really good one. Today's book is Liar, Liar, the debut romance from Lucy Lee. Lena is broke, jobless, and the accidental winner of a $100,000 love story contest. The fine print, she needs a real couple to claim the money, and she is extremely single. So she talks Mac, her favorite banter buddy from Liars Anonymous, into fake dating her. And the lie does not stay a lie for very long. So if you live for fake dating, forced proximity, and a slow burn of secret pining, this one's got your name on it. It's open door and steamy, about 3 chili peppers, if you will. Our favorite line from the book, quote, of all the lies I've ever heard before, I love you is my favorite. Liar, Liar is out now. Link is in the show notes.
I'm so curious too about just the writing and publishing journey, because I didn't look up too much about your background or anything. I want to ask the questions here and hear it. But yeah, how did you get, this is the second book with Avon.
Mm-hmm.
What was the journey?
And you, Kate, you just released a book last month, is that right? So that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Yes, and same thing, travel.
Hope you celebrate it big, because I have a lot of author friends. I'm very lucky to say that I now have a lot of author friends, mostly because we trauma bond. But the one thing that I'm always telling my friends is this is a very solitary profession, and it can be a really difficult one. There's a lot of hardships and disappointments and things, and 2-star reviews, 1-star reviews, but you have to celebrate all of your wins. So, or just like whether that's finishing a chapter or publishing a book, I hope you celebrated, because it's a lot of people don't. I'm like, how'd you celebrate? They're like, I started the next book. And I was like, no, bad. This is not okay. So anyway, that was my spiel. I hope you celebrated. To answer your question, my publishing journey, I started out, but nobody really knows this, but I kind of started an indie. And one of my best friends from university, who's been one of my best friends for 20 some odd years, and was my roommate, is actually a really big hotshot indie publishing. And when we had both, we both kind of discovered that each other were writing it around the same time, and she had been writing fanfic for a while, and I was just kind of plunking around with my ideas. Mostly because, frankly, I was going through an awful divorce, and I was like, what am I doing? What do I want to do with myself? So I was like, I've always, it was NaNoWriMo, and I was like, I'm going to try to sling something together. And so anyway, that's a long story. Indie published some stories together, where basically she had some things written, and I edited and rewrote them and broke them apart and indie published them. And I wanted to start my career writing fantasy and historical fantasy. And I started another little indie name for sort of gaslamp fantasy, and I wrote a couple little shorts and slung them out. And then I had just gotten started with my full-length novel in that genre, and I had this rom-com that I wrote and never intended really to do anything with, and I had really always intended to go indie, but so I kind of was like, well, let's see what happens. I can try to fish that out. And so I sent it to 25 agents, and I was I will say almost all of the things within the publishing industry are luck based and have, it's a lottery at all times. But I was very lucky to get 2 offers of representation, and I took the offer from Jane Distel, who is a titan in the field, and I love working with her. And I don't know, a few months later, we went on sub, and she found a home for my book at Avon, and I had never really expected it. So I was very happy, and I kind of dropped my indie stuff because I was, busy with trad. And yeah, and then that one sold, and I started, and then I went to the Matchmaking Festival and then wrote the second one.
I fucking love just a regular, I loved writing. I wanted to be a writer. Didn't know, I just, and then went to an agent, and just that's what we're all doing, right? That's what we're all doing. And it wasn't I knew this person or I knew that person. We're all in this pool together.
Yeah.
And trying to just make the right decisions and see what's going to work for us. And yeah. And so I just love, I started here and now I'm here, and it's a very regular journey. I don't know why that's so refreshing to hear.
I think it's because it just demystifies everything.
Yeah.
There's no secret sauce. There's nothing that you did where you didn't go to a voodoo priest and said, I want a book deal. You just did your thing.
I also did the voodoo priestess, but I could only go the one time. She was very expensive. So we did it once. I don't know if that's what happened. I did say luck, but luck, we did a blood offering and stuff. So luck is all part of that. But, yeah.
No, you need the luck.
You never know. But yeah, a lot of it is just throwing spaghetti at the wall and just seeing what happens and getting lucky or not getting lucky, which is probably what I should have called my second book. But yeah, you just kind of see where you land. And I do think I have a lot of friends that are at all points of the publishing spectrum and have all sorts of stories, and so many people that are much better writers than I am that have phenomenal books that did not get enough attention, and a lot of authors who are getting 10 times more attention than I am, who are also excellent. Of course, all of my friends are phenomenal writers, but it's really interesting to see the spectrum and to see like this book is no better than that book. They, like why, all of it is very mystical and hidden away and not spoken about, especially in trad. Indie is very different. I'm sure you both know indie authors are very willing to share numbers, share money, share info. Trad is a bit I don't know. It's definitely a bit more hush hush and secretive, and I think a lot of people are just unsure about what they're allowed to share or a little wary of pissing off their publishers. But trad authors don't get a lot of information from our publishers, which is one of the problems that you will find from a lot of trad authors. So, yeah.
Like, is it not sharing of like the benchmark part of it, or like the resources, or like what part is always like a little bit ambiguous?
Say the answer to that is everything.
Neat.
We get as little information as possible. And I will say that every author I know, every trad author I know has absolute horror stories. And I did get very lucky with Avon and with my editor, both of whom I've had a very good relationship with and a nice history with. But saying that, I think that there is a lot, like, I think that the publishing industry purposely mystifies the whole process. And I think that they purposely do this because you're working at any given point with a bunch of different authors and a bunch of different books. And I think it's a very emotional process for an author. And I think you can potentially end up with authors that are constantly worrying, constantly asking you questions, constantly looking for validation or updates or whatever. And I think, like, as it stands, they're just trying to, like, they're like, we don't have time for that. We don't have time to coddle you. We don't have time. So, like, they keep every detail they can. They give you the bare minimum. And they're like, it's just keep writing. We don't want, like, we're keeping everything else secret. You just keep writing. You just do your thing. And also, please, go on social media. But, like, whereas if you're indie publishing, like, you see, like, people turn the page on their Kindle and you see it. Like, you get the information immediately.
Yes.
Like, I don't get any information. Like, I'll be honest. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble. I didn't know I was never told what my publishing date was for this book. And I saw it on Amazon. And then I booked a publishing tour with my friends who had to, like, one of them is Deidre Duncan, who's a doctor, and had to, like, get all of the other doctors to sign off on this holiday time. And Christy Schillig, who's busy with work and kids and everything else. And, like, then I found out, like, months later, after we'd booked this whole tour and they, like, secured this time off, and Deidre planned her launch around my launch, that my launch date had changed. Nobody told me. I found it months later on Amazon, and I was like, what happened? And I was like, oh, that happened, so big deal. And I was like, so I ended up doing like a pre-launch tour in July for no reason, and then I'm gonna do another one in August because my date changed and I was not given that information.
We say this all the time because we talk to both trad, indie, even pre-published people, and about their experiences and where they're at. And we always say, like, it's like they keep secrets on purpose because they don't want indie authors. Like, it's like they want to make it hard for us. We are, like, convinced that trad publishing are the actual scammers for indie authors when we get scams in our inboxes.
Stop it.
So it all makes sense, though. Like, I totally get it. And it is, like, it's a business, and
They really do keep secrets. I think, like I said, I think part of that is to just keep authors that might be a little bit too much. Like they, for instance, I'm on sub at the moment and I had some interest from an editor, and like, while I haven't directly asked my agent for the name, like she definitely doesn't offer to provide, like she doesn't, like they don't really, they're like, I think they're like, just hang tight. We'll let you know if there's something you need to know. Like, we don't want you to like call this person or show up at that person's door with like, a fruit basket or like any whatever it is you're thinking. Please don't do it. It's like, so I think like secrets are just part of the trad industry, and I will say most people find it very frustrating. Yeah. And oftentimes I say to my friends, like, I think you're made for indie. I actually, like, indie gives you all of the information. You have control. And there are a lot of things I love about trad, and I'm not bad talking trad, but they both have their pros and cons. And if information is what you want, then don't go to trad. Go indie, like, because you're not going to get it.
That is like the newest version of the argument of trad versus indie that we've heard, and we've talked to a lot of people, and that I haven't heard that one before. Of if you want all the data, if you want like the full transparency of like the process and everything, then indie's your game. But it doesn't make it wrong, and it doesn't make it bad. It just makes it different. And
they're very different. Yeah.
Yes. I love that like, you
Yeah.
just said it like it is.
And also you have a lot more control.
Oh, because that like every book has its own journey, and you're choosing your journey. And even if it's like book to book, or like finishing out that contract and going to your next thing, and like maybe like ownership and control is what you want for the next book, or it's more suited for that. But
yeah,
it's like a fascinating conversation. And community, like you need to have the friends.
Yeah. I think like, oh my God, what did people do? Like, this whole business is very difficult and traumatic for some of my friends, I would say. I have a very thick skin, and I'm very glad of it, because like it's hard. And I tend to find bad reviews funny. Like, they don't hurt me the way they hurt some of my friends, and I'm very grateful for that. And I tend to think like, this is a business. I don't take it personally if I don't get an offer or whatever. Like, it's not, it's not personal. So I'm very glad to have a thick skin. But like, what would we do without our author friends? Like, we can't speak about this stuff to our normal friends because nobody understands, and they can only listen to so much of your tirade. So like, we need
and that's why we are here. Like, that's literally why we started this. It was like community and author friends getting to read really good books, like, and getting to chat with you about them. Like, that's the best part, is like hearing the experience, hearing how you got to where you are, on top of like talking about how great the book is.
It's so much fun. I feel like I've really, like, since publishing, I feel like my identity has changed so much. I've always been a book nerd, and I've always loved books. But now that I'm an author, it's literally all I want to talk about, and it's all I'm thinking about, and it's all that I'm doing. I'm either reading or I'm listening to an audiobook, and like, I find it difficult sometimes to chat with my friends that aren't in the publishing industry, or at least aren't bookish. Like, okay, if we're reading the same books, we're for sure gonna be chatting about it, whether you want to or not. You have no choice. But like, I don't know how, I used to be an environmentalist, which I love very much, but it did nothing in my life has consumed me whole-bodied the way that writing has. And it's all that I want to do. So without those bookish friends, like, I don't know who I would ever talk to. So
I love that. It's very true. So,
what we have to say to me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's been the most rewarding part about all of this, is we get to write books, which is very solitary. We get to talk about books, And then we get to talk to people that wrote the books. And then we're like, I'm so happy. It's joyous. I'm like, I get to be so involved in this entire thing. So yay.
It's so exciting. Like, I always was a reader, but this is just like, I don't know. It's a whole nother level of being a book
And you
nerd.
get to have this like beautiful product. 2 products now.
you.
Second one. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it's awesome. And yeah, like I said, we love a good travel romance. We love a big burly man with an accent.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Traveling is my other love and hobby. So I just was already traveling and already having like the crazy travel stories. And so this was like a way to combine both loves. But yeah, I can't wait. It's also nice because I can go travel to a place and then write a book about it. It's a good excuse.
It's like the most cathartic way to like, and then for me, it was like, this is the only way I can process what I just went through. You know, like all the things I saw, all the people I met. This is the only way that I can like process it and experience it.
And this is wonderful. This is my first podcast that I'm doing about this book. So I'm very excited to do it. And I really appreciate it. So this is the perfect way to support me. And I thank you so much. And I somehow directed this entire podcast into like a separate publishing spiel, which I did not intend. Like I went and got matchmade. I went on these crazy dates. Like the dating game was something that I lived. I got pulled on stage for the dating game. So like that's the stuff I should have been talking about, but somehow whoops.
We do both here. We do both.
We do both.
Writing, publishing, book. Yes, that's what we're here for. So
marriage.
And we won't, don't worry about it.
No, we love Avon. Avon's great.
Yeah. We're big fans of Avon.
Yeah.
And actually, if you could talk us up to Avon, that'd be great too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you go, Kat.
you.
Thank you so much.
It was
This
so
was
nice
so
to
fun.
meet you both. And please, anytime you want to chat, like I'm very chatty on Instagram and want to talk to everybody. Let's talk books. I'm always free for a chat or a drink or a podcast. Or
I'm going to take you up on that. So
random trip to Ireland. Oh, absolutely. Because I just finished Ballad of Falling Dragons. I have nobody to talk to about it. And I'm going to die. I might actually.
It's on my TBR. Don't talk about it.
Hurry up. What are you waiting for? Honestly.
I had to read yours.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
This has been another episode of Margs and Manuscripts. Thanks for listening. Your hosts are Jenna G. Judith, Kate Winelovich, our writer and public relations manager is Kate Winelovich, music by John Winelovich, editor Jenna G. Judith, creative direction Jenna G. Judith, and our podcast manager Kate Winelovich. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Visit our website at margsandmanuscripts.com. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.